Are any sports cards safe nowadays? I don't think so. We're going to talk about it today. Stick around. What's going on, sports card hobby family? We are back again. We're starting a new week. The Saints are coming off of a huge win against the Colts. Praise the Lord. And we are back for another video. If you're new here, you're looking for daily sports card collectible style videos, hit that subscribe button down below if you like what you hear. And don't forget to connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad. Also, one of the only places on the internet you can get 10% off of SlabMags. Maybe you've got autograph cards and you're not really excited about them fading over time because slabs don't necessarily protect against sunlight, UV, etc. The old slab mag will take care of you, whether it's in a mag, in a PSA holder, BGS, or SGC. They've got it 10% off down below in the video description and the pinned comments. And a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, our friends over at COMC.com, your home for buying, selling, and flipping all the hottest trading cards. Their consignment marketplace now home to over 32 million cards from baseball's biggest stars like Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, and Mookie Betts to Marvel favorites like Spider-Man, Thor, and Captain America. COMC has something for every type of collector, so make sure to visit COMC.com today to build out your collection with your favorite cards. Links again down below. All right, there's no shortage of people talking about the Justin Herbert cards falling, the Shohei Ohtani gets injured cards falling, all the ultra modern, the modern stuff, man, just taking an absolute beating here over the last 2.5 years. But you know what you've heard less of? What about the most important card in the entire hobby, or at least top 2 or 3? The T06 Honus Wagner is up there as well. It's debatable, of course. But what I'm talking about is the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle, the first Topps card, not the rookie card, the first Topps card, and a PSA 8 Pop 3 just recently sold. I saw this post by Collectibles Guru on Twitter on October 25th. 2021, so about 2 years ago, $2,029,500. Just now, a couple days ago, same card, $1,172,200. And so you're holding for 2 years, you're losing $1 million on this card. And I think it just, again, it shows you that timing and price point is absolutely everything, and really price point. You know, when we get down to it, whether you're talking about Honus Wagner, whether you're talking about Mickey Mantle, whether you're talking about Derek Carr cards, because some people say like, oh my God, I can't believe you bought into Derek Carr, you bought into whoever, name a player, X player, Y player, Z player, and it's always going to boil down to what you bought it for. Maybe this person bought it 5 years ago for 1 cent. Maybe they got it at a garage sale for $0.25, and now it's down to only worth $1. Well, if they bought it for $0.25, it's worth $1 now, regardless of the player. They 4x their money. But you know what's even wilder is, you know, you look at this and it's like, okay, you know, that's down $1 million. This PSA 852 Topps Mickey Mantle. Guess what it was going back between 2015 2019? Frank, can you throw up a market movers chart, please? This card sat at about $400,000, $450,000, $480,000 between 2015 and 2019, probably similarly going back or even less. And so if you're looking at it now, this card is 2.5 times what it was going back 4 years ago. It's still up 2.5 times, even though cards as a whole have been decreasing in price for the last 2.5 years. It's unbelievable. So I still think you can make a bullish case for sports cards in the long term, just being this thing has been absolutely crippled by falling prices, and it's still way up from what it was 2015 to 2019 and beyond before. And I guess that also kind of begs the question, though, does it have room to fall? Because if we're talking about 4 years ago, this thing was $500,000, $450K, it's vulnerable, just like every other card. But this is supposed to be the safety. This is supposed to be the safest card in the hobby, outside of maybe a couple of others. And even still, it doesn't matter because it's just fell victim to, you know, the money flow coming in during a period of time in 2021. And I think that it just speaks to the fact that we can't downplay enough higher interest rates and the ongoing impact on asset prices. Can we talk today? I guess not. But again, it just shows you cash is king. And I wonder if this person's selling at $1.1 million, and you're probably thinking like, oh my God, this guy took $1 million loss. or gal. I wonder if this person is thinking, you know what? I think this card will be a $500,000 card. I'll just buy back in. I'll buy it, take the 1.1 million and I'll buy it back when it goes down to $500,000 where it was before. Maybe that's the strategy, or maybe that's the thought process behind it. I'll go ahead and take the cash now. Cash is king. Take the cash now, and I'll take that loss, write out that loss, whatever, and I'll just sit and wait for this thing to come back down to where it was or similarly, and I'll get back into the card.
You take the card and put it in the sleeve.
So what's the big lesson that we've learned from this time period? For me, personally, man, this could not be any more obvious. And again, can't predict the future, don't know what prices are going to do, but I'm following money supply and paying very, very close attention to when the government is handing out stimulus money. When the government is handing out stimulus money, I am a seller of cards. I am moving out of cards that I like, don't love, which is going to be tough because I've really been moving into stuff I love here over the last 9-10 months especially. Not that I wasn't before, but really heavily focused on that. It's going to get tougher, obviously. But man, as we move into the future, higher interest rates, if it stays steady, and again, these are higher interest rates, but really we just got spoiled with really, really cheap money over the last 10, 15 years. And a lot of people, especially younger people, they only know that world. They only know a world where the car interest rate, the auto loan interest rate is 3%. The home interest rate is 3%. A lot of people aren't moving because they're sitting on a 3% interest rate. They're in their home. I'm one of them. I'm not moving anytime soon. Not that I would want to, but hell no. I'm at 2.8% on my mortgage. I'm not moving to get into a 7-8% mortgage, especially given the fact that the price of homes has not corrected back down. That might be the next thing. But it just shows you how important it is, money supply and monetary policy, and how it has an effect on asset prices over time. It puts pressure on. It's like a dam breaking. It puts heat on because it makes it more worthwhile to have that money in cash, have it in a money market account, getting 5%, CD, whatever. If you're talking about people that are not necessarily just into the cards for the cardboard and sniffing the cardboard and loving on the cardboard.
In order to tell if the slab is real, I lick the slab. Real.
Then they are just going to stick that sucker in something that's safe, especially huge money, especially the wealthy. They're not going to play around with highly speculative stuff in this sort of environment, and we're seeing that. We're seeing them move into cash. They have been moving into cash for a while now. What does it do, though? Presents opportunities, and I think for a lot of people, it's just not wanting to catch the falling knife. It's like, especially for high-end cards. I'm not talking about $100 cards or a few $100 cards or whatever. What I'm talking about is a card that used to be $100,000, now is sitting at $50,000, and I think people are hesitant to, okay, am I pulling the trigger at 50, or is this going to be 30 in 6 months? And I think that once we kind of get to a point where we do see monetary policy shift a little bit, which to me, I think it's going to be in 6 months, 6 to 9 months. And I'm not saying that means that all of a sudden cards shoot up in price, not necessarily at all, but even just a little bit, it shifts the mindset a little bit of like, okay, maybe we're moving more towards a lower interest environment here in the next 6-9 months. And it gives people just more confidence, because that's really what it boils down to. Sentiment, confidence. Right now, I think in cards and collectibles, it's not just cards, it's collectibles as a whole. Outside of the 0.0001%, the very tippity top of collectibles where people will still pay a premium for it, if it's anything not that, which makes up 99.99% of the hobby, then people are just going to sit and wait a little bit. They're just going to say like, what's the rush? So anyway, nothing is safe. Everything is susceptible. Got to get the talking right today here on a Monday. That's all I've got, my friends. I will talk to you soon. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.